here on Split. It's a map we haven't seen them play in a while, but it's time for match start, brought to you by Samsung OLED. Our first looks here with Envy versus Leviatán.
Envy allowed to start on the defensive side where they tend to be extremely strong. I see that is a bit of a risk out of Envy as you see them early, leaning towards this A site.
Yeah, big stack on ramp for LEV, 3 players, but with Envy just holding for now, not showing any audio or any utility, that'll bring LEV to work back into mid where they hear this dog coming up and we're looking to pop out and fight players if anyone was in fact behind the dog. But it's all a little bit of misdirection with Envy now working into that A site, quickly popping on in. And keep your eyes on Kesnet, jumping up towards Heaven. He's got a little pocket to play in for the time being. And Leviatán have not found him yet. Could be some problems. He pops through the smoke, but he's got to make a decision quickly as it fades away. Chooses to stick around, and he's going to regret it. King was ready, waiting for it. Now Leviatán can work into the site.
Envy have basically no space. The only respite really is Glyph, but he's on a very late backstab through main.
He'll have to be important, especially now that Demon 1 has been chunked at. And blows, just takes Glyph's head off. I thought Glyph had the timing, but it's Leviatán that have caught everyone out. They fall like dominoes. A major thud as Leviatán take a few points of damage, and that's it.
I really would have liked to see a little bit more investment from Envy into helping Kesnet in this Heaven position. He had such a strong spot there if there could have been any piece of util to set him up to fight forward, but with no one else there in position to aid, no one else refighting towards ramp, he just falls down and suddenly, it is the Leviatán dream. We're playing a man-up retake on A. That is their bread and butter.
Exactly, especially when there's no forward pressure coming at you. Because Kesnet dropped so early, like you're saying, Envy were just kind of sitting around on the site, waiting for Lev to dive into them.
And it can be simple, just a sky flash from Glyph on site. He had both flashes up by the time he was back in main.
Well, Envy can dwell on the past of that pistol round or start to look forward, but with 5 classics in the inventory, maybe looking for an orb and a plant is the best they could find. Still hard to break into this B site though, because you have the one-way smoke that Neon can drop and actually go for a little bit of spam on top of it. Guess Kesnet is happy to take the orb and get out of there.
It is really fun to watch this LEV team getting to see Neon flex around. It's impressive that he's just as good when he's playing on the controller role as when he's on his more traditional opping agents, be that the Duelist or the Chamber. Just such a consistent guy coming back from London, where he was the MVP of that tournament. His stats so far in Americas have been just as good, taking over regionally as well.
And he can just lock down this B site, still has his paranoia. Easy stall there. You have some flames that can be thrown down as well, while Envy gets separated jumping into the site. Neon will fall, but the rest of Leviatán are here, and that is a judge in Spike's hands, and another 2 kills for the young star.
Well, Envy have gotten their first kill on the board in that round.
We take those.
Yeah.
We can build upon that. Something better ahead, especially once they can get some rifles in their hand. See what they can do.
Yeah, this is where I do want to see what the approach is. A lot of teams have tried to take Lev on this map. A lot of teams have failed so far. I think the most common ideas you see is teams trying to fight heavy for a ramp or going into early mid ideas and then late pivoting sites. I think the key is always trying to deny them Heaven control, because on both sides of the map, Lev is so good at playing retake from those Heaven angles.
Well, I wonder how Envy could work on the lurks on this map, because they're playing the most old school comp you could possibly get, right? Double smokes with the Viper and the Cypher. Both the cages and the Viper will make lurking a very effective option if you can work around the utility timings of Blows' fade.
But this time, it's going to be everyone grouped up together towards A. Blows on his classic angle.
Oh, that is a nice seize, and Kesnet completely caught out. Good spam out of Glyph, but now with Spike upgrading into the Vandal on site, that could be a problem. No support though. He'll have to do it on his own. Sato trading out even, in a nice timing around the corner. Spike is just doing a number on this Envy squad. And now with Demon 1 out in the open, trying to retreat back behind the cover of darkness. Rossi will stick around in main.
I think Neon saw his head go back, so that's going to preempt this rotate for Spike to go all the way towards B. But Rossi just freezing, looking to re-push in.
How does Rossi want to play this? That's the question. There's not a lot of time. Hunting for kills, about to be lost as an option. He doesn't really have the util to play around on side either. 15 seconds now as he drops in defense and he's done what? He goes right past Neon! Neon didn't see him, and now Neon trying to make a dash away. That kill was critical. And with just 10 seconds left on the clock, Rossi has the time to get into the site. Needs to put that spike down onto the ground, now into the one-on-one.
It is a Looney Tunes round for Rossi, but now still a one-on-one to play.
Has no idea where spike could be coming from. Has to respect every approach. And now he spots him. But it's too little too late. Spike will collect on this third round and start this snowball off strong.
That is one of the silliest interactions that I've seen in a while. Just both players dropping into vents up and down on each other.
Yeah, because Neon for sure didn't see Rossi, and Rossi only barely saw the shoulder. See that one more time here.
Here it is.
Oh, because Neon turns at the same time to find the rope as the drop comes in.
And he's also doing the silent drop where he's grabbing the rope at the bottom. So they're both just passing by each other. Oh.
Well, that would have been a tragic round to lose, I think, if you're Neon. But luckily, Neon's got his back. By the way, Spike 6-0 right now after the first 3.
I do have to look earlier in that round and critique some of the execution from Envy. You saw it. Kesnet satcheling through that orb, through that molly before anyone else could do anything. There was a season main, but still they end up so disconnected. And even in the second layer, it's just the Omen pushing through. These are the pieces of coordination, of playing together, that I think has made Envy's stage 2 so bad so far. We need to see them more on the same page, especially around Kesnet's dives on the attack sides.
Which isn't easy with the way that Leviatán play their defense. With the amount of stall tools they have, you just saw them there as King is going to land the collat. Easy peasy for him. 4 and very nearly the ace. That's a round win for Lev, but what I was talking about is how much utility Leviatán's comp has just stall chokes. Whether in mid right there you have a Viper Orb, Snake Bites, you've got Sato rotating between either throwing out of B Heaven onto the B site or mid his own Flames. Not to mention the C's of the last round, so it becomes very difficult unless you bait out that utility early in rounds to actually run your hard execs.
And what you're saying about mad about losing his ace there, but it seems easy to deal with blows. He's one man, he sits rafters literally every round. How hard could it be? But his timing on the C's, the lineups that he has to spam in main, make him a nightmare to deal with.
And so Envy, back to guns and back to a 1-3-1. We've already pulled out the Snake Bite in mid and all the gas that King has left. So some progress made already, but Leviatán have changed their plan. They're playing very light around the mid space, seeding that in its entirety.
And it's a 3-player lean towards the B site. King on an off angle.
That's a nasty one too. So many of these tight lines that the defense can hold as Envy walks straight in to Asato, and that's Asato with the run it back even. So he's going to be charging full steam ahead, see if he can clear out Mail before snapping back to the Feather.
Kesnet is just a sacrificial lamb again. On the other side, down goes the Lurker, and suddenly 3-on-5 for Envy.
That's the thing, his team made so much presence up in B Heaven, you want to activate the Lurk, but Leviatán's protocols are just locked in. Not giving the opportunities to take away spaces. Now Neon, quick on the adjustments. Will deflect 2 players that have absolutely no idea what just hit them.
No one got shot on LEV that round. It was perfect. And I feel like these Envy issues keep coming back to when they're going for these exec rounds, it's just not quite on the same page. Everyone else runs back. Kesnet pushes forward to try and punish the ult. He dies. No one's there to trade. And then the team tries to make these individual plays to recover from that opening. Timeout called.
I mean, this is just a tough start, right? 5-0 already. You don't even have that anti-bonus round to bank on because of the clutchness of Spike. So Envy are going to be going through the ringer. And I think just like sort of theory crafting how they want to play with this comp is maybe a good way of moving forward, because we've talked about dealing with some of the early utility. I really would love to see them try to deal with blows on the A side.
Yeah, do ramp dive ideas.
Exactly. Ramp dive, leave an insert, something like this, because if you can break blows from just holding that Raptor line, all of a sudden you create question marks on ramps through mid. You can put more pressure on LEV than just simply shift walking at them.
And when you're putting that much pressure, it also actually gives opportunities for Demon 1 in mid or on B main to actually try and get activated on a lurk, which he hasn't had any success with so far.
I wouldn't mind if Envy tried to change up their typical Viper wall, right? One of the things you'd sometimes see when teams are playing the Cypher plus Viper is you'd throw the B walls with Viper.
Yeah, because
even
you have the cages
sometimes.
to make up for the lack of the wall on A.
Yeah, so if blows really is too big of a problem, maybe using some of that smoke utility on the B site to deal with Neon instead could be a way through.
Well, LEV think that blows is going to get some pressure, so they set 3 strong towards A to fight this space.
Quick little reaction play, unless they want to flash through this. Prowler finds nothing, but the flash will send Demon 1 back, and Spike now laying down the stun. Demon 1 has nowhere to go. He was playing too far up and let punish.
And they're out of there. Already running back into sight. Leviatán take their kill, and they hold on to the advantage.
Whoa, that's an omen. Knight's reading, I think, that Leviatán retreated back up ramp, and he might have a free A site.
Still, it's going to be a 5-on-4 A retake for LEV. And we have to get some additional bit of space. They have to pressure LEV somehow. If they just let them retake, they will lose this round.
Well, Rossi is going to unlock the Viper's Pit with the plant. Maybe they can work around that with some screens control. See how much Kesnet can do on the other side. Already exchanging fire with Leviatán. And the TP up from Knights is excellent. He's up in it, and so is the rest of Envy. This forward fight paying off, but Spike has gotten behind enemy lines now. Tries to equalize. It's the flash. Hits on Sato. Threading the needle. Around into elbow. It's a one-on-one now. Sato's got the chance.
Bad.
And with the wall up, Kesnet has to run in. And Sato reads it. This round belongs to him. Just when you think Envy've done everything right, Leviatán's prowess comes up to play.
That round was a 4-on-2. Far and away the best chance they had, but a Red Bull clutch from Sato steals it away.
That just hurts, right? Because I think both Kesnet and Knights especially did everything they needed. It's solo plays, but it's beautiful.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that meant there wasn't really the support on site for the Viper's Pit. Rossi just got run down.
And I think Kesnet read that that player was going to be flanking back through main, tried to go for the wrap instead. But that ends up being a misread, and when you commit to a play like that, with it not planted open, there's such a risk. You have so much pressure put on yourself to have to make the play.
Leviatán looking to bully in mid as well now. You can see just the last 2 rounds, they've started playing a lot more forward, a lot more aggressive, popping out from behind enemy smokes. This time, no dice on a kill. But Demon 1 may be looking to catch a timing here. He has made the cross into ramp and now calls Envy back in.
Blows, though, knows what space has been ceded to Envy. Willing to just bide his time going back and forth as his teammates get proactive elsewhere in mid.
And Lev's A retakes have looked so good that they might just be happy to let this one happen. Quick rotates overs. Now the showstopper plucked out of the sky. Another 5-on-4 for Envy. And another forward look as Knights tries to catch Neon with that smoke in hand. He's got to get him quickly, and he delivers. The rest of Envy have continued this push into screens. This is where they found that success in the previous round. And you see the pressure on Leviatán as they've gone back into ramps. Now Spike into the site, and yet again he's lethal with it, but this time Envy have found those kills. And Demon 1 all the way from behind have finally shown a round win for Envy.
The critical moment of that round is actually getting the kill CT. Neon got caught with his util, juggling in and out. They pick up that pick, they hold on to that forward space, and that allows, despite the fact that they were in a man's advantage off of that rocket, Envy to have space to fall back into as the retake came in.
White's clean.
Let's go, boys. Come on.
You can't be ripping the finally after 0-6. That is brutal.
Oh.
But I think for me, I'm just excited to see Knights with a couple of back-to-back rounds where those forward fights have looked very nice. And the attack outlaw purchase, reading 5 light armors on Envy's side.
Look at this.
Another pop play out from that smoke, and this time, Envy dropped like flies. Knights trying to make it out of there, pushing back in, even through the pain of the blind. Demon One has much left to do.
As soon as you think Envy is just showing you the retake plays, they give you a set strat. And they're even aware of these alerts. Blows locks it down, 7-1 to Lev.
Yeah, I mean, Blows has just owned Demon One on this side of the map. Full read of the lurks he's going for.
Yeah, if you want to learn how to be a good position player on Split, if you want to learn how to be an A anchor, I don't think there's anyone better to watch than Blows. The way he balances, not having anyone else with him, getting spam kills in main, the value he's getting with each piece of his utility. He's so incredible on this map.
Meanwhile, Leviatán just ran the entire playbook. Oh, let's pop out of the A smoke. Okay,
Yep.
Next round we'll pop out of the B smoke, or the mid smoke, then the B. Gone all the way around the world. Each one was effective. Now back to basics with Envy on the pistols.
And again, Lev, this time not going for one of the same proactive plays, instead just holding their space, a heaven. Would have liked to see Envy try and put some emphasis on getting orbs online in this round. Get Kesnet closer to maybe a second showstopper in the half.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's going to get one. Miles away here with only a few more rounds left to play. And King on yet another of these off angles. This time the Phoenix flash ready to go around the corner. It's a nice little 1-2 punch. And Envy have instantly been slowed down, choosing to leave Demon One up in heaven while the rest of the team pivots back into mid.
But again, Envy prepared for this one. They still have knowledge that main is clear. A very well-timed haunt there. And it's this off angle from the Neon.
Oh,
deep
yeah.
on ramp, ready to lock it down with Blows.
And the C's too. All these players caught out. You just can't go anywhere. It's not just the players holding, but I think the utility ideas from Leviatán. Having a couple of little tandem plays. 2 players B heaven, 2 players over on A. Ready to punish with the utility and instantly pounce on their prey. That'll be a flawless anti-eco out of Lev.
Another tough one. And another first death for Kesnet. I think that when you're looking at the struggles of Envy in this stage, they're really reflected in his individual performance. Right now, he's having the worst stage of his career. You look at kind of all-time struggle teams. Think of, for example, a player like Orango from Furia. You remember him?
Yep, I do.
Yeah. Kesnet has 0.14 lower rating than him right now. It's a guy who in the past has been topping the charts in stages, who has been a superstar.
It's tough for him to play in a lot of these games. Being that tip of the spear going down. I think especially like, even with the Envy's comp here, just not a lot of support for him to work with when he's diving in.
No, hasn't had that system to set him up like he did on crew. This is the start to a round though. Another TP into an open A site from Knights.
And I like this read. I think these Omen ults are very clear anti from Envy, because they know Leviatán don't like to play on this A site. So a lot of liberty to go ahead and do that for themselves, while Sato is going to work in behind the Nightfall. Ready to run it back, but he's just going to have 1 second to land a kill, and it's not going to be there on the other side though. The rest of Leviatán have shown up to the party. Envy a little bit scattered for now as the smokes go down. Glyph just narrowly staying alive, but the rest of Lev are here, and it is just lights out from them.
Lev's handling of that team fight was so excellent. All of the smokes were dropping simultaneously. They had 3 different angles they had to fight from, but you saw full trust in every one of their players as to what their teammate was holding. Whether it was Spike sliding towards site, trusting that his teammate was full watching main for him. Or later on, the same idea with Sato too. Just really beautiful stuff from this Lev squad. It has now been months, it has now been game after game after game, but their protocols on Split are still just elite.
Doesn't matter if you know their tendencies. Leviatán are just that good. Envy have tried to mix things up a little bit here with the forward TP out of Knights. I think Knights has been by far and away the most creative and impactful player on Envy so far, but still hasn't amounted to much for them. As Lev just stall things out with another phase of utility. And there's been no forward progress out of Envy.
No.
Knights has now used both his teleports to get out of there.
Look at the angles elsewhere on the map, too. King is posted in mid.
Yep.
Neon is posted in main. You have nowhere to go.
Yeah, I don't know if Leviatán had actually been able to count and see all 5 players, because it seems pretty apparent Leviatán felt completely free to take that forward space. Only now that it's gone quiet, they doubled up back into mid. Just waiting to see if it was going to be a quick pivot up into B Heaven. Instead, it will be Neon to greet these 5 members over on B main. He lets them off with a warning at the start. Says, I'll take it easy on you, but you guys better not keep coming into me. That's just a fool's errand, especially now that Sato is here. Continues to bring the heat. Double digits now already in the first half for Lev.
Yeah, nice macro there from Lev. Immediately realizing the space they have on the map, being quick on the rotates, and locking it down very easily. Neon again in a position as a solo anchor, finding success on Kesnet.
I feel bad for Kesnet. Like, you're satcheling into a site with a sky flash just popped out of the smoke. That's all they have. And it's
like every round he's being asked to do that.
Yeah, and it's like with this comp from Envy, they don't want to be running hard execs. You want to be able to work the map, work extremities, get lurks going. It's the whole point of having all the smokes, but I don't think they have the confidence on their lurkers right now with the way that Lev's anchors have been working.
This round started double up for Leviatán on both King and Neon.
Yeah, try to lurk against that. You're not going to have much fun.
Blows. Same thing. Demon 1 might have a timing to get past here.
First time Demon 1 has been able to slip the net. And he has caught a very nice timing. He can stab King in the back here, completely open up mid. And that would be major pressure, depending on which side Envy try to split back into.
But with Demon 1 lurking through this space, do you read Blows in this angle?
That'll be tough. And this is a nasty angle, and Leviatán have already rotated over, so Envy still trying to mix things up now. Showstopper into the B site. All 3 players back in spawn as Demon 1 will drop on the opposite side. And the fuse nearly times out. Neon gifts that one over to Kesnet. A numbers up post plant now for Envy.
But they're here quick. Spike ready to rip into this site.
Here we go, the fight up into heaven. Every player pinged out, and now Blows stuck into the clutch. Kesnet's upgraded into the op on the other side. And will take down Blows. A little sign of life here at the end for Envy. Finally getting that lurk online and playing a strong post.
Yeah, it was nicely played by Demon 1. He does end up falling, but he got the macro advantage for his team that they had been lacking this entire half. Pretty rare you see a player able to slip by Blows when he's solo anchoring that site. And with that timer just ticking down, it's Kesnet picking up a nice 3K to close out the half.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby from Leviatán. We got more action after the break.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. It all started when I got to the FIFA World Cup. And wow, thousands of Verizon customers.
Oh, you got the free Verizon tickets too?
No, I'm with amazing seats.
I'm sorry. Okay.
And even pitch-side access.
Are you? David Beckham, a Verizon customer.
This used to be for players. Now it's for Verizon customers. No one gets you closer. Only on Verizon.
Sato, if you were to switch roles today, what would be the best fit?
Probably unemployment.
Oh, why is that?
Because if I ever tried to do something else, I probably I'm in a very precarious situation, right?
All right. Something on the horizon. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, Sato's saying if he had to pivot to a different role, it would be unemployment. Good news, Phoenix alive and well.
Yep.
He's triple positive on the first half. I think that his career prospects are looking good.
Unless Riot Games decide no more Phoenix, and then he's gonna have to come up with some other plans. But for now, he's all good. He's looking fantastic
after that,
out
it's
there
either
today.
McDonald's or I don't know.
KO.
KO. Yeah.
Clove.
Clove.
Anyone with a revive. That'll do the trick for Sato.
I don't know about Clove.
No, you don't think so? I think Sato would be one of the people I would be confident rocking the Clove. Just run in there and shoot people. I don't know. Well, right now they've just walked into the B site.
Yeah, it's free.
Huh, okay.
Fear not.
How long do they keep walking? Because right now Kesnet thinks he's holding B, but there's 3 players past him. Okay.
They get King in mid, though.
Oh, no, and they're still marching back into spot. They've got numbers, but I'm not sure how good Kesnet's going to feel about this. Quick 1-for-1, and Demon 1, returning fire there, has given Envy major numbers now.
Just got to win a 4-on-2 retake now.
Well, last half, that proved a challenge for Envy. This time, though, sticking together, pack mentality. And Neon fires the paranoia the wrong way. The flash catches him entirely. That's a 3-piece out of Glyph. And a pistol round for Envy to start the second half.
Very nice. It was pretty sketchy, honestly, with that timing that got caught into B, but Keston is aware enough to catch the rotates and spawn. The walk mid, finds the punish onto King. And it's Envy picking up a round.
Yeah, Kesnet kind of came aware of that possibility at the exact right moment once he heard the spike being planted.
Nice! Vamos!
Let's go, guys! We got this! Come on, guys!
Last time these teams played, it was a double 13-4 victory for Leviatán. Envy trying to do a little better than that today. At least looking to tie it as Lev.
How often do you see
Only
the
pistols.
quad bulldog? The quad dog?
The quad dog?
I'm out of here.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah.
A rarity from Envy. Coming out with some interesting ideas. But Leviatán, this is kind of what I was talking about last half, where I wanted to see from Envy do some of these pop smokes. Sees a lot of space on the B site. This time, hold on. No, that bandit cannot be getting 2 kills there. There's no way it's a 2-on-2 right now. A gun to be retrieved back site.
Rossi's going alone, too.
Yeah, but he can't afford to let these players get guns. I think it's almost a necessity, and King didn't have his rifle out. Steady hands from Rossi.
I was not nervous at all. Don't worry.
I was. Can I admit that?
Yeah, you can admit that.
Mimi is literally curled up in a ball on the couch right now. She was absolutely concerned.
I was convinced they were losing that round. After the Bulldog fell inside, after Rossi's trying to make the play alone. But luckily, the IGL for Envy manages to sure it up. The steady hands.
Caught a break there with King switching over to the rifle.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Gotta go.
But that said, with Envy losing 3 players, those 4 Bulldogs and a Spectre have...
It's now the double dog.
Yeah. Not nearly as threatening. Especially when Envy just continue to give up the B site. Leviatán are assuming it's almost a trap play with how eerily quiet it is on that side of the map.
This is a weird round, though. They've double walked down into sewers at the very beginning.
Oh, no.
King's like, where the hell did that guy come from?
Yeah, I was holding for the A main push, not the sewers push. Seems like the first player to activate on the lurks in these rounds has been the one to drop. In the pistol, it was King. Here, King gets the better of Rossi.
And welcome to Leviatán. We're up 5-on-3. We hold.
Yeah, we hold. I mean, they've just been holding the whole round, and Envy have just continued walking at them.
99% of pushers stop right before they get the pick.
It's time to push, Envy. Get
Come
something done. Don't think it would work. Leviatán's protocol is pretty solid once they have numbers up situations, and honestly, just on anti-ecos in general.
Yep. They're going to go back towards B. There are 2 players holding here, including the last remaining dog on Glyph.
Yeah, a couple of flashes too, but high-low instantly broken by the dark cover, and you can't run through that molly either. So even though there's very limited time on the clock. I think Glyph is making a go at it. A little bit scattered. You see Knights wasn't down to join the party and sprint in. There's just barely enough time to get this spike down and for Leviatán to deal with these remaining members.
Easy peasy for LEV. They punish every aggressive push that round. They wait patiently and have a great exec over towards B. So far, Envy's defense has just consisted of give up B, walk everywhere in mid, and hope the kills come to fruition. I don't think that one's going to work anymore.
No. Especially with the comp they're trying to play, right? You're playing a comp with pretty limited forward fighting tools and very good stall, right?
As
you have double smokes and Cypher.
Yeah, as was displayed on their attack half, where Kez was getting sent into the volcano every round with just the sky flash to help.
Yeah, this is the half where it's like, okay, maybe we pump the brakes a little bit, let our players work behind the Cypher utility. But with how passive the B side's been, actually the A side getting aggressive, maybe we don't keep walking at King. Maybe he's just going to kill us every time if we keep doing that. And so now Leviatán realizes we don't need to do that, but maybe there's a walk somewhere else, because there's always a walk somewhere else, Mimi.
Yeah, there always is. They've gotten the pick on
99% of pushers quit right before they hit. It pays off.
Knights knew that.
And look, Rossi last round got caught out when he walked through sewers, but this round, will he? I don't see. Demon 1 stopped pushing, and that was the problem. Now you have Knights who's pushing, and it pays off. For one, at the very least.
There's a walk chase going on the other side of the map between our two Vipers.
It kind of looks like they're like a ghost, like the shadow.
I think King knows. He calmed it over to Spike.
And now Rossi is pinched into the corner and
Sato just full flashed your teammate to get the kill.
It's mine. Sato and Spike are in a heated race right now for top frag. Sato at the half was leading with 15 kills. Spike now completely dominating him. 21-7 on the Neon.
21. And 7.
And 7.
Yeah.
That's a 3x multiplier. Yeah. That's pretty solid for playing 16 rounds of regulation.
Yeah, well, timeout for Envy. If I'm the coach here, I'm saying, hey guys, stop walking at them.
Yep. I'm not a lip reader, but that's what I would be imagining.
If you want to go aggressive, let's look at like a trap play with utility, and if not, let's just hold back and try and anchor some sites, guys.
I mean, ultimately, like, there's two problems that have been happening consistently. One is the A main hold from King. You can't beat it right now, especially with the shift plays.
That's not a right now issue. That's a permanent generally
thing.
Cannot beat him there.
Yeah. And then the glaring issue, I think, in terms of their actual defense hold is the B site and all the space Leviatán have gotten with the forward smoke.
Free.
Yeah.
Pretty much every round.
So.
Or it's solo anchored and they get to pop close because of their smoke.
Yeah, I almost feel like if NB wanted to fight forward, I'd like it as a little trap play in B main a little bit more. But we'll see. Glyph is just yearning for the matcha right now. I would be too.
You were down 12-4.
I actually am now. Now that I see it, that could fix me.
Yeah. I don't know if it would fix you, but
it would be an improvement.
It could help, yeah.
Well, we are certainly back to B main, and if you remember stage 1 when these teams clashed, we had back-to-back 13-4 victories for Leviatán. Now on pace to repeat history, because Envy have just sort of thrown together whatever they can buy here, and Knights is already mowed down. He just walked down in front of the smoke. I think he was spotted underneath the one-way. Now all the Cypher utility broken on this site. There's just nothing left to play behind.
I would describe that as tragic. It's now a 5-on-4. Lev will wait. They will punish you if you push. And so I think Envy make a solid call by keeping a stack towards the B side of the map.
Yeah, I think the evidence of what the coach was saying there on display. Not just going to be instantly seizing space and walking forward down numbers, or even at all, but the real trouble is going to be Glyph, because the position he's playing with a Spectre. I'm sorry, you're not getting any kills from on Rafters, so he's got to be really careful here on the jiggle not to give his life away.
His job is to maintain heaven best he can and not die.
Oh my word, he's on 7 HP.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished to some extent. Has held on to ramps control 2 for Envy. And that's opened up Kesnet to find a little pick on Neon. Now no more Omen smokes in the post plant. Should try to simplify as a camera in screens has spotted these two players on the advance.
The fight in main is everything here. They have to disrupt King from this angle.
And King has been such a nuisance when you're walking at him. Dodges out on the flash. That'll be one. That is two. And all of a sudden, the piece is starting to fall apart as Spike takes that forward fight. And the IGL finds himself in a brutal position. History repeats itself. 13-4 for the third time in a row. Leviatán take down Envy.
Simplifying your post plants has excellent
For sure.
stall on the defensive side when you're holding down chokes. I think she's just a strong agent on this map. You're also giving up that second controller to get her in the comp, but I think this is a fun one, and I'm excited to see what ideas they have.
Yeah, we'll see what Envy can do on the attack. Interestingly, Envy, even with their disappointing start, have been pretty solid on pistols. 40% win rate on that. A little bit interesting to see what they can do here now with the Sage. But the first question is, can you deal with Neon? A good trade out of Glyph will do just that. And this B side is completely open, Mimi. Actually, Kesnet is going all the way in.
To the grave,
Okay.
specifically.
Yeah, thought he could catch a timing.
Okay, it's still only one man down. They have a wall on one side. I want to see them playing up in drop, but they want to go back, try and find a fight somewhere here.
Yeah, the question will be whether or not King can do anything on this lurk. Demon 1 being down means no trips or anything to guard the other side, and Glyph just running into blows. Instantly dealt with. Now Envy kind of out in the middle of nowhere, especially with the flank coming online. They have been corralled and cut down.
Yeah, I think Envy's approach to that post plant was somewhat poor. I would have liked them to see, even once they lose Kesnet, which obviously he thought he had a time, he didn't, he dies. But I think they need to either be fighting into drop, intentionally making a decision to retreat together, or fighting up to cut the rotate through mid. Instead, they just kind of ended up playing alone. Only one player is actually going for that fight into blows. He dies, and suddenly they're just kind of man standing emoji on the site as Leviatán pinches them from 3 different angles.
Yeah, the place the body is dropped was just kind of out in the open. Everyone swinging out there and getting cut down. A little bit of a characteristic, I think, of Envy's post plants has been sometimes a little bit disjointed. They will just go back into B main here. This time Leviatán ready for the pop flash out. And they're even sticking around regardless of the slow orb on the ground. The C's, and there is Spike and team. That's perfect utility. The C's as well as the Haunt. Yeah, Blow's just doing a number on Envy over in B main, and that's a great little number out of Leviatán.
And if you watch them play most other maps of the pool, especially the Ascent, you're going to see a lot of trap plays like that off of contact, be it an orb or sometimes Neon with an operator. They'll have the Phoenix behind ready to flash and the Neon there to refight as well.
Yeah.
It's those little ideas that have been so excellent for Lev in these last few months.
It's funny because on that last map of Split, Leviatán never had to run the B main trap. They did like a walk forward fight, but they never did something just like that. Didn't have to dig that deep, and already have used that to great success here to deny Envy on that eco.
With a comp like this, I do think that you want to be playing up and trying to contest space in these mains. So good to see them already showing those ideas. Their macro is going to get a lot easier as well once Neon has an operator online. They can get him posted on a forward angle. You see on the minimap even this round without the op, he was doing that towards A.
Yeah.
And then let that kind of 3-man pack of the Neon, Phoenix, and Fade fight, go for trap plays elsewhere on the map and get active.
And if you want to just talk some general Valorant fundamentals, regardless of a new map, when you're playing against a team like this from Leviatán, and especially the Chamber, you're always going to have Chamber posted up on an aggressive angle. That gives information over to Leviatán so they can choose where the rest of the pack wants to fight. And the best way of breaking that is you have to force the Neon back on the Chamber. You have to force him to teleport away with an early fight. Well, actually, this time it's Demon 1 sent packing. Because if you don't get him off that line, Leviatán just have perfect information around the map, and that is exactly what Demon 1 has delivered to his team here.
Yeah, that was a really key one-on-one that Demon 1 manages to win. Leviatán fall away. They're playing full retake on this A site, and that's another from Demon 1.
Hey, this guy's just taking over now. I feel like back on Split, he was very passive on the lurks until the very end of the half. But here, taking a chance. And you heard Stunner say in the interview, he wanted his team taking more risks, and you have exactly that there. Demon 1 just getting after it.
Yeah, making those plays. You had that one round back on Split where he managed to get a timing past blows. It was one of the few wins for Envy there. And here, Leviatán comfortable to just play some exits, look to later on die to the spike.
Yeah, some of the things I'm always looking at when teams play a map for the first time is like, how do they set up in the post plants? And Envy up numbers, have 5 players on that site, 2 over by Garden, but very lodged in there as a team.
You can play heavy for yard in your post plants on A when you play this Sage because you're effectively completely cutting off one of those avenues of retake. Normally you're having to deal with 2 different angles when you're holding there if the door's open, which you're always going to close it, let's be real. It could be up to 3. So I like to see them playing a little bit more on off of just that site, holding on to that space in yard proactively.
Yeah, especially when you have the Sage Wall to cut down another avenue of approach into the site. Can really limit the angles you have to deal with and just focus on the fundamentals, trading off your teammates.
Nice round, good job.
Shots from Demon 1 were really nice there. I'm really hoping that he can continue that form on this map. But a new threat in this one. Neon has his first operator of the game.
I wonder how the decisions are being made on Envy's attack side. Like Demon 1 going for those lurks, is he just, you know, egoing that he wants to take that fight, feels good, or if there's some request for him to take space and challenge the chamber, because again, he's facing off against Neon in B main. Neon not getting too active just yet.
Won that fight last time.
Now Envy into A main, and Neon catches him on the retreat. Envy have to work out of this. We'll listen to their comms.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Are we muted? We are currently listening to Envy's comms. And it's, well, we might still be listening to Envy's comms. Who knows?
So what did you learn, Christy, about the team dynamics there when we got that opportunity to listen in?
Oh, boy. I mean, so the weird thing for me, it wasn't when it became quiet once it became a 1-on-5.
Sure.
But clearly it's grim over there. The weird one was, it was a 3v5. They're execing the site, and it was perfectly silent.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that was a little bit of a weird one. Either way, they got absolutely shut down this round, tried to go for a fast hit into this A site after losing their lurker on the other side, and, well, the LEV players did a great job of having the proper crossfires set up. Spike sliding back into this fight for a flawless round.
Oh, the falling one-way, I love that. So King threw out a smoke that was just a little bit elevated, and as it drops, you can see the attacker's feet get the spam, and they can't see in return.
Yeah, we're good, we're good.
Well, maybe not Doomsday over there yet. Demon 1, glass up now on the attack. And again, he finds where Neon is on the map. These chambers have been really successful at figuring out where the other one is going to be. But now with that little pop fight back into mid, it instantly equalizes the score. Blows. Really stalling things out in B main as the res will come online.
I love that wall on the rotation as well. Give Blows a little bit of space.
Knights is on the other side of this Sage wall right now. But actually there was a little way to get around.
My ultimate.
And Orb online means maybe it is still just a 5-on-5 for Sato. Now Demon 1 dropping in B main. They're running straight into King. Nice shot from Kesnet on the slide. But there's layers now for Leviatán. Anytime you think you've dealt with one guy, there's another one that steps on forward. As the wall drops, Envy have themselves an A site.
But Sato has this ultimate available. Has to stay alive to use it. He's down. That's a big pick out of Rossi.
And the double swing back in. As now Spike will drop its blows into 1-on-2. Already 3 into the round. But it'll be Rossi with 3 of his own to claim this one for Envy.
Really credit to Demon 1 in these rounds. Another where he's getting an opener onto the opposing chamber. And then the team, good trading to clear things out, as it did get a little ahead this round again.
That was cool. I didn't see that on the first time, but that was a Haunt plus Slow Orb combo that landed on Neon. That's why Demon 1 was so easily able to win the fight.
Right now. We need a really Buddha, guys. Like we're saying, one saying go A, one saying go B. Please first call.
You hear him trying to organize the team. When we've had previous listen-ins to Envy, it's always been a little bit chaotic, I think, to say the least, with some of those different ideas going back and forth as his team tries to sort it out. Rossi trying to be the man to wrangle that bit of control, make sure that they're on the same page.
Wow. It's Envy actually calling this timeout, even after winning 2 of the last 3. But maybe in response to some of the disruption there in the comms and Rossi trying to get everyone on the same page, trying to just lock in and keep this going, because already we're off to a much better start than back on Split, where you had both Spike and Sato here completely cruising through Envy.
And what a year Sato has had so far. You can take a look at his stats both in Stage 2 and in their win at London. He's been incredibly consistent, incredibly skilled throughout his tenure on this team. Even when he debuted last year, a team that didn't manage to make it to any international events, ended in a bit of disappointment. He showed that promise. And now with the right team to harness it, with the players coming up from the academy, with Owner coming into the team, it has been an incredible year for that young man.
Back into round 6 now for Envy out of the timeout. Have a Nightfall to play with. And again, Demon One and Neon have found each other just every single round. But this time the difference is, actually there's no real difference. It's light armor on Neon, even though he has the operator. Demon One will have an even match there with the Outlaw.
Envy pretty passive on this 4-1. Put a Haunt back towards mid. That same slow going down towards elbow. But they don't follow up off of it. Instead, calling the Lurker back into mid and looking to challenge Blows, who's been jiggling this angle pretty much every round.
Yeah, Envy really struggled to dislodge Blows on their attack half in the previous map, but this time they have a Nightfall, although Blows dodges around it. Already has the support of his duelists here. And Envy have just, I guess, faked with the Nightfall. Demon One's up through mid, but that's a huge piece of utility to just throw in there and do virtually nothing with.
And there's still a player in A main. King is buying a lot of time with this paranoia. They might want to call back to Demon One.
Need to see what he can accomplish on this side of the map, but he's peppered down to 3 health.
Where are they going? They tried to call back to him. They've canceled that. Now they're committing to the play towards B.
And their Sage Wall is over on A. That's another huge piece of utility put on the wrong side of the map. 20 seconds left. As now Sato has a second lease on life, slowed down, so that does allow Envy into the site, but Blows is still here. They have never dealt with Blows. 10 seconds now as Demon One hits the floor, and now Rossi will join him. It's a catastrophe. Envy could not figure out where they wanted to be, and Leviatán punished them.
That round was a mess from Envy. You heard previously Rossi calling out, boys, listen to the first comm, commit to one idea. And that round looked like the exact opposite of it. Going towards that initial hit, canceling onto that, I think, presuming that Demon One had a play up into mid, but then he gets pushed off the line. They're doubling back a second time before realizing they don't have time to cancel. And feeling forced into a play where Blows just easily mops him up.
Demon One rips the ult with his team on pistols. See if he can do anything. He's found a few successful opening picks. But Leviatán have done a really good job, I think, at just not giving a lot of ones over, unless it is Neon on the chamber.
Yep. In previous rounds, you would see Blows jiggling more forward on this angle, but he respects the tour de force. Plays back towards drop instead.
This is a nice spot to be in, especially with the Nightfall. Yeah, he's backed into a corner a little bit in drop, but with the Nightfall, he can just fight his way through. And he always has the swift rotations in of his duelist. Demon One out in the middle of nowhere, while Envy were running away.
Maybe another miscue there from Envy.
And Neon has not flinched. This is every round from Leviatán. These fakes are not working because Leviatán don't rotate. They don't fall victim to your little antics. It's just another flawless round from Leviatán as they mop the floor on this anti-eco.
They have been stoic this game. Sitting, waiting, letting Envy make the play into them, and then cutting them down. That's a flawless round. As you see here, As that nightfall came out,
30 seconds.
everyone else ran back into main. Demon 1 stayed out on site. It's all of these little moments of disconnection adding up to a summation of losing map after map dominantly.
At least Envy have the buy now. We'll see, slow orb down, plus the haunt, but Leviatán are on to Envy's tricks now. Not challenging too much into bend. What do we sort of make of Leviatán's defense and their overall protocols now that we're seeing it?
I think it's been very passive so far. They conditioned the trap plays early on, which are classic Lev, but the way Envy's been playing, they've been able to just sit back, play these very passive rounds, and then have fast rotations with the Neon kind of floating towards mid to flood into the site off of either blows or King on the other side, and that's just been highly effective with the style that Envy's playing.
It's pretty similar to how they played for the sites on Split too, I think, how they want to rotate quickly and team fight together. Always have that when Spike is going to be your float guy on the Neon.
Yeah. And with the player Neon on the op on the chamber, it also makes it so much easier to play these heavy rounds for mid.
Demon 1 sticking around here, but that is a nice seize. Blows, not too eager to challenge more than he should. And with that whip shot, hold on, Spike nearly had a moment there. It is still Leviatán up in numbers. They boxed off one lane with the Sage Wall, but with this little push and pull setup between Blows and his teammate, well, he doesn't need the help. I suppose he runs out of bullets.
No way he lives there. Come on.
But come on, man. That is just silly.
Oh. Blows might have plot armor.
Yep. I had one death in this game.
Yep.
11 kills.
11 kills. That's an 11.0 KDA if
My
you're counting.
fade is 11-1. Make it make sense.
Yeah, I think this guy's a pretty damn good anchor. Very calm with the aim as well.
Sato like remembered that he's supposed to be the hype guy.
Just snaps into it there.
There's a voice in his ear that tells him it's time to cheer.
Is that Neon with the tour de force? He's double opping this round, folks.
Yeah, why not? He's using his real op first, and then he'll have the quick pull out on the second shot. Just in case. Just in case he misses.
I mean, he's at 8.3K.
Oh. And, oh, what? That's 3 kills? That's 3? I thought 2 was silly.
Riot, explain that one. How is that 3 kills?
I don't know. You're getting collapsed through smokes. That's a 4K, and he saw 1 player.
What if this is just the great race to top frag?
Who's going to get it? Because, I mean, Spike is putting himself in harm's way more often. He's died 4 times, but he has 14 kills. Blows trails by 3.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to participate in this round, just sitting back anchoring towards B.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's...
enough said. Don't think there's really anything else. I like the little fairy there.
That was fun. I haven't... Maybe I'm just unobservant, but I haven't seen the observers track that before.
Leviatán have been given this mid space quite a bit. Hey, is Blows killable? He is! 2 deaths now. And now it's a 5v3 for Envy. Hold your horses. Neon under pressure now, has the teleport back to tower if he needs. And with the paranoia, he chooses to retreat. I mean, Envy have a great position now for the post plant. This wall still disrupting. Back in link. A nightfall as well.
To break a lot of that down. That's a good kill by Sato, though.
No, 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 no! Kesnet, you can't be missing that! It's even now. 3 apiece. With the hard clear, Rossi will hold his own. That's a resurrect too. Envy need to fight for it, but no one's holding for the res. Glyph will be there. 3 now, and a 3rd round for Envy.
Yeah, not even close, guys. Shored that one up. I mean, when Kesnet slid into spawn, could not get that kill, I had my worries. But the reward is here for Envy. They get another round on the board, and it's thanks to the earlier actions by Kesnet. A nice opener there. Glyph, thorough, to hold the door as it falls. And closing out the round as well for the new addition.
So still, if Envy can put something together here, they could be within 2 at the half. He can channel some of that success again. But Leviatán seem to want to play for mid a little bit more.
Trap play with the flash.
Inside of the smoke with an operator, while Envy are walking down into these players, straight into Spike's waiting arms. And Sato, not far behind another, so all of a sudden you have an operator stepping directly out into the center of mid. A shorty on the other side, Knights. Welcome to the show, but good luck on 5 HP. You're done for. An 8th for Leviatán.
Yeah, that was a clean round. They've moved away from the trap plays for the last probably 5 or 6 rounds, but they returned to it here right towards the end of the half. And it got really awkward. You see Spike pulling out his hands right as he's about to get swung, but the flash was there in time.
Spike down.
Pick up all the kills, condensing back into mid. Last shot for Envy in this half. They've got an ult on Glyph. Buy is rough.
At least Demon 1's gonna have some of those headhunter bullets. But Envy are operating on a we'll take what we can get kind of approach.
What else will they get? Neon dodges out on the Prowler, re-peeks in.
Oh, a missed shot there from Neon, sends him running, but that Nightfall didn't actually catch him. Doesn't quite matter with Kesnet flooding into the site now. Still an angle and a good hold once again. It's exactly the same as the previous round, 5-on-3 in the post plant, except this time, Spike's got the lightning. Fast lane up. Demon 1 stepping straight into him. A 2-on-2 now. As Sato holds for a moment, Knights will pounce. That sets King into the 1-on-2. Blinding. Sees the 1. Fakes him out. He remains unseen.
Spike planted.
Plant confirmed now. These smokes are making a mess out of the site.
One enemy remaining.
It doesn't get better than that. It does not get better than that, but Knights will be there to finally see it through for Envy. Trailing by 4 going into the second half.
Nice work, 2 Knights. Making his debut in this stage out of a pretty poor map 1 from Envy. I think he was responsible for some of their biggest moments, making some plays on the Omen that map here as well. Closing out this 2-on-1, making sure it doesn't get out of hand and ensuring that Envy get at least 4 as we head to the half.
So this is what you usually see when we are in the smoothie bar or taking shots of the show. So let's take a look at what the casters see while they're in game.
Easy peasy for him. 4 and very nearly the ace. That's a round win for Lev. But what I was talking about is how much utility Leviatán's comp has to stall chokes. Whether in mid right there you have a Viper Orb, a Snake. Well, let's get this second half underway. And he put together a couple of rounds at the end there. A little bit of a sign of life for them. After Leviatán just showed strength here on a brand new map for them. coming in. I think Spike, the man of the match so far, 19 kills in that opening half.
And not too shabby, I would say. They had some nice ideas, be it the classic LEV trap plays on defense or these slower rounds looking very controlled in the way they were set on the retake. But now a look at the attack side for Leviatán. As early on, a bit of a fight towards A main. Both sides sending pretty heavy forces here.
Oh, Sato crisp on that opener. And the slide in too, but Knights is doing all the work there. He fired off the paranoia and got the kill. That'll be 2 for him. It's one of the more promising members back on split for the team. Also had that clutch in the final round versus King.
Yeah, the glimmer of hope for Envy this game may have been the pistol rounds. Had okay success at them. But now, a 2-on-4. And there's been too many 2-on-4s that have gone the wrong way in this game so far. Neon's got a free sight. He'll call King over.
You know, with Envy getting completely up in front of that fake out smoke on the A side, they shouldn't be too fooled. But Neon's going to need to go on a bit of a journey here. See what he can accomplish. That said, Leviatán are in a pretty sweet spot. You've got King that upgraded into a Sheriff, has the light armor, full HP, and Neon's Headhunter bullets. So a couple of good timings, and now with some information, awareness of the flank, and a good plant to play deeper positions on site. Let's see how Leviatán craft a way out of this.
Envy just have to play together. Have to trade this one out. This round's a must-win for them.
Have to be clean out of the smoke. Already won, but it's Demon one. Looking real nice here with Bandit in hand and a Fimp for MD.
Cleans up both on that retake. And that's going to actually make this the most competitive the game has been all day. Envy trailing only by 3 off of that. And it was a little awkward with this fight in main. Knights tucked into the corner, catches the paranoia as Spike is trying to spam away. And I don't think they expected a third player to be here in Glyph. But his deep position there back by the door.
Go, boys.
Let's go, guys.
Give it a max.
Means they trade out favorably.
And so Envy just need to keep rocking some rounds like that. Had very good control after the early fights, had the good rotations, had that forward information. So nothing fooling them.
There.
Quick slide in from Spike. While they just pick up the orb, I'm really interested. You see him in mid, this attack smoke. Leviatán, they've thrown this both rounds out of King. Gives them the opportunity to cut off that line and quickly scale past without worrying about a scoped weapon from Bend, but also the chance to pop out from behind it and attack into Bend if someone were there.
Yeah, I think it also gives you an angle to threaten a lurk up and be able to pop on the player close mid there on that left side.
Yeah, exactly. Nice options with that. The first shot goes wide, and that's going to force Envy now to play for retake.
Door's still open. Demon One was looking for a chance, but it falls in his face, and with Kesnit on an opener, now pretty good position to play this retake from 2 angles to fight through.
Man, double headshot out of Blows is classic. That was real sharp from him. The C's will stall Lev out, keep them stuck in this box. Total kill zone, as Envy only dropped the 2 players on this round.
We've seen the attack side be a little bit more difficult to figure out for some teams on this map. I think especially when you're looking at Americas, teams who have played against NRG, felt the nightmare that that comp is to go up against. You don't have quite the same risk with the way that Envy is playing. The biggest thing that I think you have to navigate is, first of all, Demon One with the scope, whether that be an outlaw or later on when he has money for the operator. And secondly, yeah, the whiff was a little... Don't worry. No one saw. No one saw. Rossi trying to wrangle control back at the end of that.
Hold on a second, guys. We got to go for a fight. And there you saw just the bloom of the smoke does give you that angle to block off bot mid. Nice ideas from King. Demon One, though, being the chamber player that he is, has the range to step out in front of it, though. Meanwhile, Leviatán are just on the A site. We've worked all the way up into that, closed the door already, have a very quick plant.
How do they want to play the post plant, though? How deep do they fight up? Well, that's good with the ultimate online for Sato.
Uh-oh, look at our chambers, too, back in spawn. Neon had some kind of an idea, and Demon 1 just outmatched on the rifle. It's 5-on-4 now from Envy.
They bought a lot of time with that run it back.
Oh, and mowed down through the smoke too. Before Kesnet even has the chance to come into the site, he is just dead from behind the dark cover.
Really well locked down by Leviatán in that post plant, keeping control of Yard, having their double duelists in position to either fight towards CT if players are flooding from there, or to fight back into Yard. Really quick reactions with this Phoenix Neon. It's a hallmark of pretty much every map where Lev plays a variant of this comp.
Yeah, and it seemed like Envy wanted to challenge around that default mid-smoke Lev had been throwing, put 3 bodies into mid, and that just meant they were very light on the A side. Slow to rotate in, and when they are rotating in, they're all just coming in through Link.
Patiently played by King as well, dealing with that aggression. Envy will call a timeout now, very early into this half.
One enemy remaining.
It's kind of nasty how King was playing that. He even had the cover of the smoke that was directly on top of him that he was spamming through 2 different layers. Even if Kesnet had come out of the first dark cover, he still wouldn't have seen King.
So if you're looking at the side of Envy, the biggest boon for you is going to be Demon 1 getting the operator online. I want to see them showing early ideas to post him forward on an angle and an extremity, and then go back into trying to fight together elsewhere. I think taking a page from Lev would be good for them. I want to see them setting Kesnet up for some of these proactive ideas in the mid-round to re-clear space. I think especially against a guy like Neon, who is going to be put in positions where he's able to get aggressive, lurk on that chamber. You want to shut that down. And essentially your entire job is funnel them into the site with the Sage, be that showing the operator one side, showing something aggressive with the Neon. Your macro should bring you back to being able to play heavily on the site late with your Sage. And the excellent stall utility he can provide.
See if that comes into play now from Envy out of this timeout. Pretty big stack investment over towards the A side early. Although, as I say that, it does look like it was just Demon 1 dropping down a trip on that side, then quickly pivoting to regroup with his Fade on the other.
Everyone from Lev ready towards A. Sage is here this time, Paranoia as well. It's good stall from Envy.
Quick teleport in front of the slow orb. Let's listen to Lev's attack this round.
Vamos cá, calma. Bora. Tenho a Bang, pra esquerda, viado. King, banguei.
CT, estamos cegos,
Oh, na direita, CT. Morreu?
CT, Link. Mano, tem algo pra CT aqui, vamos junto.
Calma.
Vocês abrem
Vai
três,
marcar
guys.
link não. Plantei.
Vai ter mais um
Aquele
CT,
link.
show.
Pode ter CT jogando.
Cuidado alto, guys. Cuidado alto.
Sim, tô de mira link. Costa
Não,
impossível.
Sato, tá posto pra parede.
Ele pode parar a trap, viado. Não, impossível. Eu tô olhando aqui, tá? Morto, cara. Não pode estar costa. Não, entendi.
Cuidado na barra pra Link, Sato, cuidado na barra pra Link.
Tá. Tô comitado nesse ângulo, então.
Tá.
Tamo bem assim, né, Spike?
Eu ia depois de você,
Não tem gap. Só que você fica mais close aqui?
Sim, tô.
Abrindo do King também, Blue.
Aham. Não posso marcar. Sim, abre no seu. Os caras fez um super pause, faz trap bomb ali na parede, gelo ali, roça. Tomou rush, brother.
The shot at the beginning of this round onto Rossi, courtesy of Spike, was so gross.
Filthy.
That should have been a good setup for Envy. They had a Paranoia, they had a Slow, they had all their tools ready to hold down this space A main. But one man just slides in.
And here it is. Boom. Poor Rossi can't see anything. He's just trying to throw a wall up by a little pocket of safety.
And then Sato.
Yeah.
We missed that in the listen-in, meaning that was as they learned they were saving. That was his reaction.
Crazy.
You can't not love this guy.
No, he's actually too funny. Too funny. Meanwhile, Spike sitting at 20 kills to 10 deaths. And Leviatán just back into A main. They liked that hit so much last time. They're like, okay, sure, let's just run it again. Phoenix wall out into the open. And I really just love this Phoenix wall to divvy up, right? You can't have one anchor play A as long as that wall is up because, well, you could walk around either the left or right-hand side of it.
And after creating that threat, baiting out the Sage wall, they look to rotate back.
I mean, this is one of the guns that was saved from Envy. operator for Demon 1. And the B site is completely bare. Mid-round just, I guess, gamble stacking, but it seems like Envy are a little bit lost. Like they were almost rotating towards A, now they're confused. They want to go back towards B, but they don't have a forward line.
They have been moving a lot for very little info.
They finally got the stack here, and they do guess correctly. Block off Demon 1's angle. He's got to teleport away. And 3 players towards spawn, ready to pop back in. Great hold from Neon. Just lights out.
30 seconds left.
As now Envy slide in. 1 by 1.
Player standing.
Demon 1 still with us off, but never has been able to find a shot. Finally, Sato steps into him. Has to worry about his back, and this round just a tough one from Envy from the get-go. Only had the 2 guns, and Leviatán called around them nicely.
They really did. You mentioned that Phoenix wall, it's so strong, but also just the macro from Lev, it's great there. Put the pressure with that wall, break the Sage utility, leave King on a contain in mid, and just be able to quickly double back towards B. It's nothing too complicated, but the execution is where it matters. And it's been stellar all game from Lev. Nice shots from both Neon and Sato in this round to clean it up, as Demon 1 will be able to get another scope online with that ultimate.
Demon 1 over in B main. Leviatán just showed some util and are continuing to play for A main. I think they just pinpointed a big weakness in Envy's hold, and just by creating this doubt on this side, you pull players over. Last time they didn't walk out with the wall, this time they do. Spike's a little bit worse for wear, dinked down to 10 health. But still, it's just an easy site secure for Lev.
And a nightmare post plant to play against.
Oh, Neon spots Knights around the corner. And there's a stun in, but
it's so early.
Yeah, Envy aren't really in a position to flood behind it yet. That's a big piece of utility burnt on the retake. Still a paranoia if they want to use it. Kesnet just slides in, doesn't even ask for the util. Sends it regardless, and players jumping out of the smoke straight into the meat grinder. Knights is already dinked down as well, and that is a teleport right into the knife. Brutality here on Summit as Leviatán advanced a series point.
I'm not digging the coordination we saw on that retake from Envy. Using the relay bolt before anyone can go off of it, and then another miscue. Kesnet sliding while his teammates are still getting util in hand. Here you see it, he slides in. Out comes the C's then, and then it's 1 by 1 onto the trades. Lev locked this down, and it's insult to injury from Neon.
Leviatán having fun out there. Can't really blame him. But we're quick over into B main. Rossi trying to support his chamber, but thinks better of it. Realizes that Leviatán have actually shifted over to play heavy on this side. But how quick could the pop be out from behind this? Yeah, they're just breaking it and ripping into the site. Demon 1 will have to be the X factor for Envy in a round like this. Already has found his mark, and Sato unsuccessful with the run it back. A big win at the start for Envy, as now the Paranoia connects on 2. That is picture perfect. A flawless round from Envy.
Really nice work by Demon 1. Picks up that initial kill, teleports away, and this time the refight is coordinated. Off the Paranoia, everyone is swinging. And it's at very least the 7th round put together here.
Now that Paranoia was gorgeous. Catches 2, maybe 3 players.
Yeah. It's been a really grim day for Envy.
Nice, guys.
But I've been impressed with Knights. I think he's had some key rounds here. Made a couple plays on map 1. I think his Paranoias have consistently been pretty solid for the team too.
A main brawl. Leviatán. Right back to their old tricks. Just running the exits. Demon 1's up in there. A 1-2 punch. Instantly sets up Envy for a gorgeous round. That's 4 in a row now. Make it a 5th. Nearly back-to-back perfect. Envy now string 2 together.
That's how I want to see Envy playing though. Disrespect your opponent. Be confident in your aim. Fight them at the gates. Demon 1 did exactly that. He's running ahead of so much util in this round. Prowler in his face. He still takes the shot.
Yeah, he just eats it. Doesn't care.
And Kesnet's right there behind him.
Nice!
Let's go, guys. We go.
Got it.
Nice. Let's go. 4 more.
That's got to feel good for Envy. Had lost 4 in a row, but now put something together here. Actually forced Leviatán to call a timeout. I think that's their first of the series, but they just need to get that one hurdle cleared. One more round is all they need.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I would imagine that this is Owner with a specific round or two he wants. Give your boys a couple ideas to close this game out. You only need one.
Yeah, I'm looking at their options right now, and you're going to see Spike get active with an ultimate, almost certainly, into this on the Neon.
Yeah. You see LEV play a lot of set play ideas when they have ults, when they're coming out of timeouts like this. We saw a few of those set up on defense. I think the attack side has been a little bit more routine so far from what we've watched. So maybe something interesting to try and close this map as Envy are investing in the double operator here.
Whoa.
I think actually just picking that one up from Neon in the last round.
I think
Or no, that's a buy from Kesnet.
Yeah, this is a read from Envy because Lev just ran 2 hard exec rounds and got obliterated in the mains. They're assuming it's going to be a slower round where they try to play the map more. That's where 2 ops could be most effective. But I wonder if Leviatán end up just trying to fix some of the issues they noticed in the actual execute. Because they're just up through mid, working a B split right now, sending Spike in by his own. Demon 1 again finds his mark with the opening kill. And Leviatán choose to leave the door open for now. Leviatán now just struck in the blink of an eye, catching out 3 players, unsuspecting. And now stuck in drop. Kesnet and Knights alone. He's kept it quiet. No one's looking at him. That's 1. And knows exactly where these 2 players are. Can he clutch it up? A teleport into the corner. Knights making a go at it, but Spike slides on in and sends him packing. Leviatán take this series cleanly over Envy.
A dominant 2-0 and their first debut here on Summit. A little bit closer with the 13-8 win, but already seeing some of the early ideas here. No shocker that it was outstanding from Spike and Sato. No surprise that they have interesting ideas with trap plays on defense. And well, just the coordination, the fundamentals that are always impressive with the squad showed through as well. Proving that you have a Summit in your back pocket makes this dangerous team just that little bit more worrying to have to play against.
Yeah, we now have proof of 6 maps in the Leviatán pool. All looking pretty solid there.